I say unto you, this is Jesus, make friends for yourselves by unrighteous mammon, that when you fail, they may receive you, who, your friends, into an everlasting or eternal home. I want you to remember that now. And this is what Jesus noticed about this man in verse 4. He says, what am I gonna do when I get fired? I'm going to use the money and to leverage it so that these people can receive me into their homes. That's what got Jesus. He's making friends with money so they could bring him into his home, be invited to be in their homes. That's what this guy's doing. So Jesus is trying to draw our attention to something that's a parallel to that, and he says, listen, you make friends with unrighteous mammon. Unrighteous mammon. What does that mean? It means unclean money. It means the money in the world. Unclean money. There's no question Jesus said that. Unclean money. Most people wonder if money's neutral. Money's never neutral. Money always has the spirit attached to it. And you gotta learn how that spirit works, and you gotta redeem money itself and attach the right spirit to it. Come on. You're gonna learn that here this morning. So he says that when you fail, what does that mean? When you fail means when you die. Now, right away, religion, we know what religion does. They messed up this parable so bad. Religious people have come to us, and this is a concern. In fact, let me put it this way. There's two economies. There is the economy of the world, and that is under the God called Mammon. Mammon is the face of Satan as the CFO over the world's economy. Make no mistake about it, the world's economy is governed by Mammon, which is the CFO of the world's economy. There's a second economy, it's the economy of heaven, the economy of the kingdom, and the CFO of that economy is Jesus himself, and as the Lord of heaven's armies, he oversees this economy. It's important to know that distinction. Both economies are functioning simultaneously. One economy is superior to the other. Heaven's economy is superior, it's up here, and the earth's economy is right here, the world's economy. This economy is superior, but here's what I want you to say. Heaven's economy does not operate independent of the world's economy. That alone is a religious blow right there. What God does is his economy operates in the world's economy, but it's not of the world's economy. Important to understand that, very important. Religious people will lie to you otherwise. They'll try to separate the two so far that you'll never be able to. Religious people will say, hey, you know what? There's a separation between the sacred and the secular. You can't go in the world and be in business. You can't be an entrepreneur. You can't be in ministry and be an entrepreneur at the same time. That is religious thinking. There is a third economy. It's called a religious hybrid of the two. That's the one I was just talking about. It's a religious hybrid of God's economy and the world's economy, and that is the economy most Christians operate in. It is a religious mindset. But I want to tell you that religious economy also works under Mammon and is just a different face of the same spirit, but it functions in the church. So we want to find freedom from this. Would you agree? Amen. So Jesus said there's going to come a time where you're going to make friends with money. I'm going to show you how to do that, but don't forget verse 9. Let's go on to verse 10. He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. And he who is unjust in what is least is unjust also in much. Therefore, if you have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, Jesus brings it up again. He goes, if you have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust the true riches? Remember that verse as well. This is the verse that really strikes a chord with me because I'm after the true riches. The true riches are eternal and money is physical. Would you agree? The true riches are eternal. Do you think the true riches are more valuable than money? They certainly are. And what God's saying is if you can't handle just money, he's saying if you can't handle unrighteous money, unclean money, if you can't handle worldly wealth, worldly money that's going through the system of the world, if you can't handle that, I can't give you heaven's wealth, which is the true riches, which is the glory of God, which is souls, by the way. That's why Jesus said, make friends with unrighteous men and use unclean money, use the money of the world to make friends so they can invite you into eternal homes in eternity. In other words, you bring them the gospel with your money, they find salvation, they get born again, and now they become your friend, and in heaven they'll be inviting you over to their house saying, thank you for investing in my life worldly wealth by redeeming it so that I could have an eternity with God and you can come spend some time at my mansion. Come on. Amen. So it's all about making friends with money. That's one of the purposes of money. Now it's important to understand that money itself has a purpose.